Fidelis Care offers quality, affordable health coverage for children and adults of all ages and at all stages of life. Quality health coverage, it's our mission. Call 1-888-FIDELIS or visit fideliscare.org. Hello everybody and welcome to the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Every week at this time we take a look at our local college sports programs and we begin with our honor roll of local college athletes brought to you by M&T Bank. At M&T Bank we're listening, learning, and working hard to understand what's important to Western New York. It's what we've been doing since 1856. M&T Bank, understanding what's important. At number 3 this week, Cameron Edwards of the U of R track team reset her own 3-year-old school record in the 100-meter hurdles at the SUNY Geneseo Midweek Invitational. At number 2, another record-breaking runner, sophomore Chelsea Hayward of Roberts Wesleyan, took down a 12-year-old school mark in the 100-meter dash at the same meet. And topping this week's list, Fisher's Mark Eisenecker threw a no-hitter against Elmira College. Mark faced the minimum 27 batters, allowing just a walk, which was erased on a double play. Time now for our local college spotlight athlete of the week, brought to you by Northwestern Mutual.
Northwestern Mutual's college internship program has been nationally ranked as one of America's top 10 internships. Contact Molly Doherty for more information. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
The multi-sport star is becoming increasingly rare at the high school level. At college, it's almost unheard of, but the U of R has one. If there's one thing that Kayla Kibling knows about, it's transition. Most people might be resistant to change, but not Kayla. The University of Rochester senior has made a habit of it, going straight from the basketball court to the softball field, and she's been doing it for years.
I'm kind of used to it. I've been doing it for a while, first in high school, then junior college, and now. But it's exciting. I mean, I just kind of go from one to the next, don't really take a break. I tend to do better in school that way too. When I have like my days planned out because I'm going from one to the other. But basketball season was really exciting this year, and it was bittersweet. I had to miss Florida, but that was a good reason to miss Florida, definitely, yeah.
This year, the Yellow Jacket basketball team made a run to the Elite Eight, which meant Kayla's time on the court was even longer than usual.
The transition from basketball and softball, it's a little different. Softball is not really an endurance game. It's short spurts of power and quickness, so it's a little different.
We're just really fortunate to have Kayla. I actually recruited her back in high school and couldn't convince her to come here out of high school, but kind of stayed on her, and I was just really excited to get her to come here, and I knew that she would be an impact player for basketball and us. So we're just excited to get her back on the field.
Playing multiple sports in high school is one thing. To do it at college is something not a lot of players can juggle or a lot of coaches will allow. After 2 years of doing it at Onondaga Community College, she was looking for a place to continue.
Well, that was one of the main reasons I came here. Coach Reardon was recruiting me, and I asked her if I could talk to Coach Scheibel and maybe be able to play both. So I talked to him, and he said that he's fine with it, and she agreed with it. So it was just great that I had two coaches that can really communicate and cooperate with my busy schedule and allowing me to play both. I mean, I'm trying to get the most out of my time here, and I'm being able to do that, so it's great.
I think it has to be a pretty exceptional athlete to be able to do that, because if you weren't that talented, it might be harder to miss all that practice time, but she, I knew just on her capabilities that she would be able to, actually stop basketball, practice softball for a week. Her teammates, nobody is upset that she missed preseason or anything like that. They are welcome her with open arms,
The transition between sports isn't the only one Kayla had to deal with. Making the move from a junior college to a Division III program is something some players can struggle with.
For her, the jump here, wasn't that difficult. I think she kind of came and just especially in softball, I think that jump was pretty easy for her. And maybe basketball, was a little more difficult.
A lot of girls were a little smaller for basketball and softball. I mean, they all have skill. Same way. I mean, there weren't as many teams that were as good, but here it was just everyone's bigger. It's constantly, every single game is tough. The UAAs is a very competitive conference, and that was great to play in. Every game was a battle. You had no breaks against anyone. Anyone could beat you. But there was just a different style of play I had to get used to, and I think finally by my senior year I was getting used to that. But it was definitely a challenge too, just coming to a new school, meeting new people, but I think playing sports helped with that. My teammates were great. They welcomed me right into the programs, and they treat me like I've been here for 4 years, which is awesome.
Kayla's time with the Yellow Jackets might be coming to an end, but no matter where the engineering major is headed next, she is well prepared to handle it. After all, transition is something she's very used to. When we return, JC DeLast talks track and field with SUNY Brockport's Danielle Novara, and Kim Burnson has our Fusion Digital Scholar Athlete. All that and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. As we head to break, here's a look at the Nazareth Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Nazareth College. As we come back from break, here's a look at the Geneseo Athletes of the Week, brought to you by SUNY Geneseo. Welcome back, and thanks once again for watching the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Each week, JC DeLast from WYSL Radio will help us get to know an area coach with the Fidelis Care Coach's Corner. The Fidelis Care Coach's Corner is presented by Fidelis Care, quality health coverage. It's our mission. This is JC DeLast with the Fidelis Care Coach's Corner, joined this week by Danielle Novara, who is the Director of Cross Country and Track and Field at the College of Brockport. Danielle, as Director of Cross Country and Track and Field, you've got 6 teams that are under your command. That sounds to me like a lot of multitasking going on.
A lot of multitasking. I have over 100 athletes right now on our team, and it goes cross country, men and women, indoor men and women, outdoor men and women. So within that group, there's even more subgroups. You have jumpers, sprinters, multi-athletes, distance runners, pole vaulters, throwers. The list goes on. So it's a lot of moving parts, all coming together through our staff.
You were a competitive runner in college. How do you think that's helped you in your current role here at Brockport?
Definitely goal setting and just focus. Any athlete has to focus, and so doing that as an undergrad and grad school, and then translating it into my career, like it's a natural progression. And I have a wonderful staff, too, that they were all former athletes as well, so they kind of get that, competitiveness, but also drive for perfection, and really trying to get as much as we can out of the student athletes that we work with.
What was it about this position at the College of Brockport that attracted you?
So many things. I mean, the College at Brockport is just a wonderful institution. I really wanted to go somewhere where I felt like I could really, sell it well to incoming students. I felt like I could, I stood behind the message that Brockport was saying. The programs here are wonderful for young people. I really believe that people who come to Brockport are learning things that are going to be very translated into their life very well. They're going to find jobs right out of school, which is a huge benefit. I went to school for English, and, really they were like, oh, do you want to teach English? And I was like, no. And they're like, well, there's really not many other choices. And so to come to Brockport, where we have things like exercise science, physiology, PE, and these other wonderful majors that have real-world jobs right out the door of college is really awesome. So I think that was initially the thing that really drew me to Brockport.
Your husband also is a coach at a different institution.
Yes.
How does that help you, that you guys can kind of bounce advice off of each other?
It helps and hurts. There's lots of debates that go on at home about which training is better than which, and I mean, we read a lot, so he'll give me things that he's read, and I'll give him things that I read, and we're both competitive, so we want to be the best, and so we're always kind of pushing each other too, and it's kind of a never turned off. It never turns off, the coaching and the learning and everything, but it's really nice to have someone so close to me that gets the lifestyle and gets the kind of drive that it takes.
Get you the last word, the best part about being here at the College of Brockport.
The people I work with, my staff, the student athletes, like every day I come in and it's just, I feel very grateful and happy to be here.
Thanks to Danielle for joining us, and thank you for watching this week's Fidelis Care Coaches Corner.
Kim Burnson has our Fusion Digital Scholar Athlete of the Week next, and later a local lacrosse player leads the way at RIT. All that and more on the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat continues. Before we go to break, here's a look at the RIT Athletes of the Week, brought to you by the Rochester Institute of Technology. As we come back from break, here's a look at the SUNY Brockport Athletes of the Week, brought to you by the College at Brockport.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for our Fusion Digital Scholar Athlete.
The Fusion Digital Scholar Athlete is brought to you by our friends at Fusion Digital, a proud supporter of college athletics.
This week, our Fusion Digital Scholar Athlete is Mitch Ford, a senior at Nazareth. A Victor native, Ford was named the Empire 8 Player of the Year. He led the conference in points and ranked 11th nationally in rebounds. In his career, Ford totaled 1,510 points for 7th all-time at Nazareth. Ford graduated a semester early with a degree in business administration. He was named a COSIDA third-team Academic All-American this season for his excellence in the classroom and on the court. Mitch Ford is this week's Fusion Digital Scholar Athlete. Now here's Dave with our Bill Gray's College Calendar.
The Bill Gray's College Calendar is brought to you by our friends at Bill Gray's Restaurants, a proud supporter of local college athletics. Here's our Bill Gray's local college calendar for the week ahead. On Tuesday, there's softball. Nazareth plays 2 at the U of R, games at 3 and 5. Baseball Tuesday with RIT hosting SUNY Brockport. First pitch is at 4 o'clock. It's a busy Wednesday. The Tigers softball team plays 2 at home against Alfred at 3 and 5. Brockport softball plays twice at St. John Fisher on Wednesday at 3 and 5. Women's tennis Wednesday. Roberts Wesleyan hosts RIT on Senior Day. Matches beginning at 4. Men's lacrosse on Wednesday. Geneseo at Brockport starting at 4 o'clock. On Friday and Saturday, the U of R hosts the Fred Kravitz Invitational Golf Tournament. Roberts Wesleyan is among the teams competing. That is our Bill Gray's College Sports Beat calendar. Here's how some of our Section 5 alums are performing at colleges outside of Rochester in a segment we call Postcards from College. Former Brighton diver Scott Laseroff finished 3rd off the platform at the NCAA Swimming and Diving Championships. That qualified the Auburn freshman for the U.S. Olympic diving trials. At Ohio State, sophomore Trevor Hodgins out of Churchville-Chili has played in 10 of the Buckeyes' 11 games and has 3 goals. A former Victor baseball star is starting at Cornell and leads the Big Red in batting. Junior Tommy Wagner plays 3rd base and is batting .359. Freshman Taylor Light out of Brockport has played 11 softball games at UB. Taylor has 3 official at-bats for the Bulls. Those are our postcards from college. Coming up next, our honor roll of teams featuring RIT Lacrosse. Kim returns with our Monroe County Sports Commission Spotlight Team of the Week segment. All that and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. As we head to break, here's a look at the Roberts Wesleyan Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Roberts Wesleyan College. As we come back from break, here's a look at the St. John Fisher Athletes of the Week, brought to you by St. John Fisher College. Welcome back to the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Here is our honor roll of local college teams, brought to you by Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments. Where can you go to get expert advice and installation on TVs, sound systems, and automation for your home, car, or business? Come see Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments. Come see Dave.com. At number 3, Nazareth softball swept a doubleheader from Brockport behind 6 home runs, matching the team's total for all of last year. At number 2, the SUNY Geneseo equestrian team took 10 ribbons at the Intercollegiate Horse Show Association's Region 2 Championships. Junior Tessa Horn of Flushing won the walk trot title. And topping our list, SUNY Brockport baseball, which defeated nationally ranked SUNY Cortland, and they lead the SUNY Conference with a 7-2 record. And that brings us to our Monroe County Sports Commission Spotlight Team of the Week. The Monroe County Sports Commission, along with Visit Rochester, is proud to announce and welcome the upcoming sporting events to Rochester, New York. Please visit monroecountysports.org. Our RIT men's lacrosse team is on a real roll with a 10-0 mark to start the season. They're captained by a local student athlete. Kim Burnson has more.
It's easy to see the time and commitment it takes to become a college athlete. From the outside looking in, many overlook the dedication these athletes have for their studies. It can be a tough balance, and for RIT senior Kyle Sturzen, a challenging major forced him to rethink his last season with the team.
I was debating after my junior year. It was a really tough year for me, school-wise. But thinking over the summer, there's no way I couldn't come back to these guys and the coach, and I had to give it another shot, and I'm really loving it so far.
Coming off a successful junior season, Sturzen earned a Liberty League All-Academic selection, something you don't receive just by simply showing up. He's on track to becoming a physician's assistant, which can sometimes be a grueling major, especially when clinicals and practice overlap.
And I mean, last year was a lot worse. Junior year was very hard to balance, but I did all right with it, and this year it's a little easier, but it's hard missing some practice. I miss half a practice on some days and a full practice on other days. So it's hard to do that, but I make up the work, and the guys understand. So that's what it means a lot to me that my teachers and teammates really support me.
As an attackman, Sturzen helped lead the RIT Tigers to their 4th straight Liberty League tournament title, and his 5 goals versus SUNY Cortland allowed his team to move on to the Division III semifinals last season. He knew it would be tough to walk away from that type of success on the field.
But when he came in to meet with us to tell us, we were a bit shocked. But after we had him back in and said he had a lot of votes for captain, I think that perked his interest. And it wasn't because he, wasn't into lacrosse. He loves lacrosse and didn't want to give it up. But we finally came to the conclusion that, we'd work with him and we'd find a nice, happy balance. And as long as he was okay with missing some practice, we were okay with it. And I think it's worked out for both parties here. They
voted me captain, and that's hard to turn down when guys that really shows how much they respect me and they support me. And I love these guys, and I love playing for them.
Sturzen isn't alone in balancing a tough schedule. Many of the student athletes at RIT are drawn to their programs because of their major and high level of academics.
each year it's difficult. We certainly have some exceptional majors here, the engineering programs and the computer sciences, the PAs, and some of the business programs. So it's difficult. It's difficult anywhere. You've got to prioritize. Great time management is important, especially in season. We feel that in season is actually a little more beneficial to the players because they're structured and there's not as much free time. But if they do have the free time, it's important that they put their studies ahead of anything else. And these guys have done a really nice job of that. We carry a nice GPA as a team, so we're proud of them.
Each of Kyle Sturzen's teammates are accepting of a split schedule, from the guys he lives with to a little bit of Rochester camaraderie he's discovered in his senior year.
Well, the first 3 years I had no Fairport guys on the team, so it's nice having two now with Alan Thibodeau and Jay Wagner. But yeah, I love to have the guys on the other teams. Yeah, we were rivals, but they're good lacrosse players, and I love to have them on the team now. Playing with them it's awesome.
The decision to stay seems to have paid off so far for Sturzen and his team as they look towards another Division III NCAA tournament berth. On April 26th, the Tigers travel to Nazareth in the must-see match of the year.
Well, thanks everyone for watching.
And especially